We are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, good evening to the viewers of the Designer.com TOD Talk online. With us today is the Society of Interior Designers Singapore. With me now is Ms. Kat Tan, the Honorable Vice President of the Interior Designers Singapore, and Mr. Mark Ma of he's the membership committee chair of the society. So we will be talking about One Singapore Interior Design Initiative by the Society of Interior Designers Singapore. You know, for now, what we need to do is we'll just get to know each other first. Like, Kat, how are you coping up with the current situation?
Pretty busy, I must say,
That's
and
good.
trying to cope between work and home and cooking and whatever, everybody is going through it the same
Hmm.
way. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's indeed a very challenging period for everybody, especially professional designers out there.
Hmm.
Um, as we know, we are hands-on people, and a lot of time we are so used to being physically ready and presence in our offices to run our daily operations.
Yeah.
Right now we have to abide by the new way of working style, and it's certainly not easy for creative people like us.
Yeah. It's very difficult to be stuck in a flat 24 hours a day. Our creativity is really constrained into this very tight space. So it's very difficult to think out of the box, especially now, but it's good that we have internet to at least, look at other stuff to enrich our mind. Imagine if this happens, um, you know, 15 years ago when there's not much internet and when we are still using all of those Nokia phones. So it will be much tougher. How about you, Mark? So how is it? How are you coping up?
Hi, James. Yeah. Thanks for having me today or tonight,
Sure.
actually.
Yeah.
How am I coping? I think I totally agree with what Kat shared earlier. It's been tough. I think tough in a way that how the whole work arrangements, is done now, and we are not allowed to access the office. So, of course, managing the client's expectations and the delay that caused to projects. So there are so many things that we are dealing with. So the pressure is building up, but I think this is what I guess we will need to be prepared. And um, I think this is what the industry should be sort of learn and how to prepare themselves in the future if there's something happen again. Well, touch wood that it won't happen, but
Yeah.
if it happen, I think we'll be more prepared.
It's a one in a 100-year event. So I think, it's just tough luck that we happen to be in this generation, but it's also something that we can tell our children and our grandchildren growing up when, I mean, that we are part of this crisis. It might be a good thing, it might be a bad thing because we know that things will be changing after this. I was here in Singapore during the 2003 SARS. I thought that was already worst, but I think that really dwarfs. I mean, that situation really this situation really dwarfs the SARS period. Anyway, I think maybe we can start talking about the society, SIDS and stuff. Okay, so let's start with you know, maybe I ask Kat, our honorable vice president, Miss Kat Tan, to explain to us or give us a brief introduction of what SIDS or the Society of Interior Designers is. Kat? Kat? Kat, you are on mute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, SIDS is started in 1994, and we are one of the oldest professional societies representing the interior designers of Singapore. Mainly why we call ourselves interior designers of Society of Interior Designers of Singapore is because our members are all professional designers, right?
Yes.
And we are also a non-profit organization that serve the interior industry at national level, where we have our council members and honorary advisors working really, really hard on a monthly basis, holding our council meetings to address all the issues in the industries and to serve this industry better. And
Okay.
currently, right now, we have around 200 members, and our
Wow.
circulation list is around 500. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So how long has it been? I mean, how long has the council, the organization has been?
Well, 1994. We
Whoa.
started in 1994. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
I'm going to share our council members over
yes.
here. Right. So these are our council members behind the scene. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And so today we are going to touch more on this one SGID and the 8 initiative that we are one SGID campaign and the 8 initiative that SIDS has put up for everybody in our industry and for all
Okay.
to know what's going on. Yeah. So that will be in the next introduction slide.
Yeah. But before we go into that, Kat, let me disturb you for a second. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I want to know more about the functions of SIDS as a national body for interior design and what are the past events that the organization hosted. Can you explain to us? I mean, the beauty of SIDS as a national body and all the past events that you have been organizing.
Okay, of course, without saying, our SIDA Awards, Singapore Interior Design Awards, is something that we have been holding for the past 4 years. This has been incredibly successful because it has attracted people from, designers, the good designers from all over the world, or even very motivated designers who wanted to showcase their projects in our competition, and to gain some recognition after the awards. And we actually have winners who came back and even tell us how much this SIDA Awards, right, benefits their business growth, and how it really helped them to get better fees out there.
Okay.
So of course, we have just closed this Singapore Interior Design Awards 2020, and we are now looking forward to the judging stage. And next will be our past events in 2018 and 2019, where we send designers out there, right? We send designers out there to expose themselves. We call it a CD program, and we have a couple of designers who have been to China, places in China, and they have also reverted to us that they are truly enjoying this kind of experience that they can't get it over in Singapore, right? So we are helping them to broaden their experience and exposure to see the world out there, to interact with the foreign designers and understand how everybody's culture is different and works are done differently, business are managed differently. So this is our past event. Then of course the next will be our World Interiors Day, which will be coming soon. And even with this COVID circuit breaker that is ongoing, we are proud to announce that we are still going ahead with this year.
Okay, so it will be
so these
online.
are some of
Most of the World Interiors Day event will be online. I mean, through Zoom and stuff again.
Oh, can you see?
Yeah, no. the World Interiors Day? Will it be in like a Zoom format where people, 100 people trying to,
Yeah, because right now everything we have to do it in an online online
yeah,
format.
yeah,
So
yeah.
even our social engagement program this year activities, we are going
Mhm.
to conduct a more online platform to share with people, and even to invite designers to have this Lakopi session with us, a very
Okay.
localized way of. I mean, we are trying to make it as casual as possible at the same time. Yeah,
Okay.
fun, casual, interactive. Yeah, and in 2018, 2019, we have also started our student chapter where we have appointed our council council committee for the student chapter. And these are some of the events that we attended overseas in Taiwan, Malaysia, right? And yep, these are some of it.
Okay. So you guys really quite have quite a number of events that you organized in the past years, right?
Yes, in fact, we are working very hard every month. Every
Yeah,
month we are coming up with something for the members
I
to
can see that
enjoy.
you are very active, and the results that you have been producing for the interior design industry is really being very helpful. You see,
Yeah.
I mean, I think the industry will really require this type of, events to boost, you see, and at least make us united. Because, like what I say, our talk is all about let's unite. That means let's be united, not only on this time of crisis, but also under normal times, you see. And I think all of these events and awards and stuff like that tends to really bring people or all of the interior designers together.
Mm.
Yep, that's good.
Perhaps I'll add on the some
You
pointers
can
here as
see
well.
before.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mark, anything to add on in
Yeah,
the
yeah. So I think is that what you mentioned earlier is true that it's not just about how we are coping, how we as an industry coping with this current unprecedented era uh, of a different scenario, a working scenario altogether, how it affects our industry, right? So why we see that it is even of a greater importance to bring the designers to interior designers together is that because we can share our knowledge and share some of our expertise and perhaps even some advices on how each one of us can cope with this pandemic situation in regard to our industry. And what Ted shared earlier are really just a few of many activities and events that we held in the past 4 years or so actively. And the thing about this is that um, there are so many intangible and tangible benefits in joining these activities. And it's not just about the awards. The awards, of course, the benefits
course? Yeah.
are a lot more on how it can expand the networking and the business opportunities. But there are also other activities and events where it's just not, it goes beyond just networking. It goes into even improving our own profession and knowledge. And I think what we are really, really looking forward next is the accreditation program, which we will talk about it much later. But I think this is just basically in a nutshell. There are a lot of things that we can do as a society, as an industry together.
Yes. Yeah. Agree. I mean, the way I see it is Facebook Live, the one that we are holding now, is definitely a good platform to reach out to all the designers in Singapore. So at least with through this Facebook Live, we can really tell people what the council has been doing, what the organization has been doing all along, because a lot of people might not really know the behind the scenes, but you know, I know it takes a lot of planning. I know it takes a lot of effort to really execute these types of programs. So I guess you guys really work hard to make this happen, considering that as interior designers, we also have our own jobs and stuff. So I don't know where do you still have the time to to do all of these things. But I salute you guys. I think it's very good that in an advocacy standpoint that we are trying to help grow the ID industry in Singapore. Okay, so I mean, let's talk about the One SGID initiative. I think I'm more interested about talking about the One SGID initiative. It's because I mean, besides all of those things that you were doing, I think it's time for us to really step up. Let's unite, okay? Like what I say, extraordinary uh, times needs extraordinary measures. So I guess it's time for us to really bond as an organization to at least do something for the greater good. So I will leave the floor to you guys. Kat, can you explain more about the One SGID initiative of the SIDS?
Sure. I'm going to share a slide on our presentation slide of what One SGID is all about.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Able to see?
Yep. Yep. Can you do a full screen, Kat, so we can see better?
Give me a while, yeah.
Yep. Sure. Take your time. This should be really good. I mean, yeah, great.
Okay, here you go.
Yep.
Full screen.
Yes, great. Okay.
You see?
Yes. Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
It took us like few
Very
rounds
nice
of
poster.
changes to get to this, and
Yeah.
a
Very
lot of night.
very powerful poster. Yeah.
A lot designed by Mark actually.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Congratulations,
then
Mark. That's a very good poster, man.
Thank you.
yeah, it's a beautiful and so powerful message,
Yes.
right? To that really touches our heart, even as a council member when we saw it. Yeah, and we
Mm-hmm.
even discussed so much about how the feast should look like, and what color should the feast be, and a lot of hard work being put into this poster, and we feel that we are not even subbing this poster out to third party to design for us because it should come from our heart.
Yes. Yes, definitely. We are the
Right?
ones who You're the ones who know the message, behind the poster. So I think it's really better if it comes from the council itself. Yep.
Yes. I mean, because we are designers ourselves, so by designing the posters ourselves, we know truly what we want and what we hope that the Society of Interior Designers can do for every one of us.
Okay, great. So
I
what
think,
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So Mark, do you have anything to say about your poster? And can you start off and can you kick off what is One SGID?
Yeah, maybe I'll just do a quick intro about this One SGID. So, I think what happened in the past few months has been dramatic. I would say we
Mhm.
every day we are watching numbers. We are actually waiting for updates. We are trying to make a lot of arrangements uh, with our respective counterparts, with our contractors, our clients, and it's almost like a battlefield to some extent, not knowing what's going to happen next, right? And the thing about it is that I realized that we are actually not alone because everyone is asking the same questions. Everyone is dealing with similar problems in the industry. So, we see that there is a need for each one of us to lend hand to, give help to our fellow members. So, and we feel that, it is that we have our 200 members of us, and some of us were talking about, how we can cope with our daily life, our businesses. And we see that, hey, there are actually a lot more designers out there who are also facing the same problem. In fact, maybe some of them are even struggling, in a various way, whether be it whether they are employee or whether they are employer. So as a society, we feel that there is a way for us to reach out to them, to talk to them, or to let them talk to us, and in the form of mutual, relationship or discussion, how we can actually help each other. So, and then we think that this is perhaps the best time for us to be united, to get together under SIDS, and we can hopefully we can overcome these together. So that's where the tagline comes in. Together we overcome, together we are one. So we created this tag, one SGID, which means that it's basically one Singapore interior designers. So the reason of doing this is to reach out to the fellow designers out there, and let them know that we can actually work together. We can overcome problems together, whether it's through some advisors, or through some helps, through some maybe even contacts, or also give them some perhaps some ways and plans that they actually can consider in overcoming their own issues. So that's what we're trying to use a poster to drive, up that kind of passion and interest among our designers. So this is something that we all council members, had in mind, and this is where this membership scheme comes in. So we were just thinking how we want to do that, and so in the normal case of normal basis is there is a membership fee that applies to our professional and associate membership. So you can read out a little bit more on our criteria or admission for the professional and associate membership in terms of what is the differences. And but in a nutshell, or in general, is that it comes to a point that we are just thinking that this is non-profit organization. So and at this point of time where people in the industry is struggling, are there ways that we can do that reach out and in a way that it doesn't add a further burden to them? And we're just thinking, okay, why not we do this? We offer a complimentary membership to them. It's a one-off offer. It's going to be within a very limited period for the members for the public, for the fellow designers in the industry to consider joining us and to find out what we can offer as a society for you, to help you. But in another way is that it's not just about what we can do as a society for the designers, but also for what the designers can do back to the society, and in return go back to the public. So we are definitely not alone. You are definitely not alone. So we are all should stand united together. So like what you see on the slide now, the purpose of this membership scheme is to enable the professionals come together and render help, to seek help, learn and share with each other. And since we are on this slide, this is perhaps a good opportunity for me to maybe talk about the next initiative that is tapped into this one SGID. We actually have created a forum called One SGID Forum by SIDS on both LinkedIn and Facebook. This is we believe these two platforms are have the far-reaching effect that allow members which are our fellow members who have not joined SIDS or not, both on LinkedIn and Facebook, for us to join us on these SGID forums, and maybe for them to voice their problems, and for some of us to maybe offer solutions, maybe to clarify how certain policies might affect our ongoing operation, or maybe even our future industry kind of policies, discuss certain issues, even talking about employment. As you know, as a whole, not just our interior design industry, the economy hasn't been doing well, and this is all something that we all recognize and we are well aware. So there are people, there are people who perhaps lost job, and who, there are companies that even have to, close down because of this. I mean, these are genuine issues. It's a very heartfelt kind of issues and problems that we hear and see. And but the thing is that there are also other avenues for them, whether it's an employee or as an employer, to actually find ways for them to get connection, for them to actually get jobs. And these are things. This is the avenue through this one SGID forum for them to do so. So we will encourage them to to find out more about these forums on our Facebook and LinkedIn page, which you will able to see later on some of the links that we will share. Kat, do you have anything to add on? Kat, you're muted. Yeah, okay.
No, I think it's a fairly very detailed introduction by you on the 1SGID membership scheme. Yeah. We have more to come. In fact, this is just initiative 1 and 2. We have initiative 3 to 8. Yeah, so
I think, I think one SGID membership scheme is really very, very helpful for the industry. The way I see it, this is the time where all of these complementary things should come because, of course, after all that's happened, a lot of people will have no jobs. A lot of people will definitely get affected. So, I mean, if we continue all of the like the old normal, you might not really be able to encourage members to join the organization. So I think this one SGID membership scheme is really a very good move by the society, and I hope that after this talk, there will be a lot of interior designers that will consider joining us. I mean, it's a one-off complimentary professional and associate membership to all the designers. So I think it's a good time to take this opportunity to join the organization and to help, the organization moving forward. And then when it comes to this forum by SIDS, the second initiative, it's good that you have also LinkedIn and Facebook because I think now most of the people, most of the designers will also be online, especially at around this time. I think the way I see it, we won't be back to the real full normal, maybe even after a year plus, maybe 2021 when we're all back to the old normal. So I can see that online, will be a more effective platform to voice all the industry issue concerns. Okay, so that's good. I mean, we can talk about the others. What are the other initiatives you have, guys?
in the third one,
Okay.
we are all in need of masks.
Yeah. Okay.
We have this mask operation on, mask on, march on, right?
Okay.
And it's complimentary for our members, professional members. Yeah, and it can
Professional.
only be self-collected after our circuit break.
Mm-hmm.
So the details is on the right-hand side where you can contact our secretariat team at the mobile number stated below. As well, if you can't contact or you're unable to reach them, you can email to Fang at SID underscore, Fang at SID-singapore.org. So we have a limited stock of the 3-ply surgical mask and a box of 50 pieces each to distribute to our members who needed them, for members who can use it for their self-use, or they can distribute to their project sites or even their staff when they resume operation. So, and this will be a first come, first serve while stock last basis. So this is initiative 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4 is cost index, COST, communal stress test. This is something new. Can you explain more?
Well, we come up with this communal stress test, which we call it a cost, to help the homeowners measure the communal threshold of their dwellings and helping them to understand how to use and maximize the full potential of their home spaces to make their communal living more enjoyable, more fun, more interactive, and if not bearable at least, right? And we are not going into too much of a detail here because this can be actually found in our campaigns and forum at a later stage, which we are still working on. But just a slight overview of what we are going to do. In fact, we are inviting or encouraging people to, designers to take photos of their homes, okay, to show how they are using their home spaces on a daily basis, especially during this COVID period, right? As we all know, some of us can spend 12 hours lah. I mean, not 24/7, 12 hours in our study room. Like I myself, I'm like glued to my chair every day,
Okay.
to my computer screen, and somehow rather we forgot the fact that this COVID-19 has brought us a lot of opportunities to realize that we should be doing more than just working in our study room and focusing on our work. We should be spending time in our dining room, whereby we can bond with our family members together, spaces that we can get together, and not spaces that we are spending time alone by ourselves.
Yes, agree. Yep.
So this is one of our objective of putting up this initiative under this communal stress test.
Okay, great.
So we hope that more people will, more designers will actually forward us their pictures of the communal spaces that they have been using every day, so that we can. It's going to be really fun to see how we designers especially are using these spaces.
Okay, great.
We people, but we tend to forget how we make use of our spaces most of the time. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is to encourage designers to come forward to participate and have fun with this exercise together.
Yes.
And then, of course, we have our professional enrichment program, right? I think like this year and during this period, we definitely can't do much of a physical activities out there, or or engagement between humans, and therefore we will do a lot of this. We will roll out a series of the e-lectures via online streaming, and we will also invite distinguished speakers who will share their experience with our members. And it could be even coming up with a topic talking about something relating to interior design topic.
Okay.
Right. And the next will be our World Interiors Day on 23rd of May. We will continue to celebrate an e-symposium online as well with everyone.
Great.
Okay. Number 6 is our social engagement activities. The minute when we are all in this circuit breaker mode, right? The first thing that came into our council mind is that what are we going to do and how are we going to continue with our social engagement with our members, right? So currently right now, our actions have not stopped. We are still continuing to plan a lot of activities, right? To invite our members for a chit chat session.
I think we have to do a lot of more talks like this, right? Yeah,
Yes.
to encourage more professional enrichment and the social engagements. Yes.
We do. I mean, the whole idea is we do not want to do, I mean, thanks to COVID and thanks to the circuit, seriously, it's good for everybody, because right now I think with this one SGID campaign. We should all as one industry come forward to raise issue, to talk about and discuss, because in Singapore industry we felt that a lot of time we are too busy with our daily schedule, and
Yeah.
we tend to forget we tend to forget to talk to each other about our problem, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to strangers especially, or we call it the same industry competitors,
Mm-hmm.
tend to stop sharing somehow rather. But we hope that through this One SGID campaign, we can encourage all our designers out there to come and join SIDS and be part of us. Tell us your problem. Share with us your problem. We may not have direct answers for you or immediate answers for you, but we will certainly work on it.
That's great.
So I think perhaps what I want to add on to this is that being a professional association, although there are a lot of very perhaps mundane, but at the same time it's necessary issues and topics that we are touching on or that we are working on related to our interior design industry. But the socializing part, having the engagement with the public or among our members are equally important. So something that we try to do through our series of activities, whether we are holding those activities together with our fellow industrial partners, whether or not is it being held in even perhaps in some location like National Design Center, where we actually get together and have a chat over some perhaps what we are doing now, and perhaps there also be some projects that actually people can, the members can actually work together. In fact, actually, we also have some activities that we've done in the past that is actually meant for to help out the community. I think for like helping to do some cleaning up, or perhaps even I think doing some painting over some in the of the premises. So there are actually things like that that we actually do. It's not just a very kind of formal and sort of very mundane kind of things that we do as a professional society. So and then when this circuit breaker period kick in, I think the first thing that one of the first few things that we talk about, like how we're gonna meet each other, and I think Eric, one of our members, was saying that okay, let's have a meet up tonight and just have a chat, but things like that are really maybe it might be random, and but it's actually equally important. So we want to go beyond than just a professional, as a professional body, you go beyond than that.
That's great. That's great.
Mm.
How about the
Okay, this is the one that everybody is looking
Oh,
forward to.
yeah, I think this one is very good. Yeah.
It's so important for every one of us, the
Mm-hmm.
accreditation program. And we had our roundtable held on the 20th of March, right? It
Mm-hmm.
was very, very successful.
Yes.
And over here, we put up a very brief, very straightforward introduction of what this program is about, and also to let our designers know who our four main stakeholders group that will be working with us, right?
Yeah.
And believe that there are a lot of especially professional designers out there are trying really, really hard to gain certain recognition, right, on their professionalism, right? And this is where we feel that in Singapore we definitely need this program to be up to support all our professional designers out there, right? A lot of us are having challenges in trying to pitch for jobs with builders, right? And builders who are also charging design fees, and builders who are trying to be designers out there. So it is a serious issue that we need to address. and we need to care for all our members. And this is one of our biggest goal that we want to work for and work towards it.
Maybe adding on to this accreditation program, right? It is something that we as IDS have been working on it for a very long period, and as you can see, the stakeholders involved beyond than just our counterparts in the industry. A lot of times there's a lot of they requires a lot of interaction, a lot of pitching to the government bodies. So the more that I want to touch on like how this the importance of having this membership in SIDS to be on the importance of this membership, because the thing is that when we talk to when we talk to the government about how important it is to protect our professions, that I think a lot of people out there, a lot of you out there that will also share the same sentiment. Sometimes is that there might be prompting questions like, so how many members do you actually represent in the industry? So, and if you imagine that we represent like say 50%, of the ID workforce in Singapore, that we can actually represent a voice in the industry and talk to the government agencies and implement policies and plans that help in protecting our profession, that will be a lot different. That will be a lot more powerful. It will be a lot more empowering for us, as a society to do so. I think this is why we have been trying to also talk to the designers who are interested to join us on the importance of this point. So the thing is that we have taken a very important and concrete step after this roundtable, which basically we get the inputs from the fellow stakeholders from the within the industry and beyond the industry to solidify our plan in realizing this accreditation program. So we like to again reach out to the designers out there about the importance of this accreditation program and how it actually help to protect our profession. Well, we are not we definitely not in a way that spreading some of the designer out there who may not be having a kind of educational background similar to perhaps other interior designers, but there are also we in our membership we also do consider those who actually come from a different background, but they are equally competent as well. So we in the way how we actually do this membership is to make sure that we do get people who really have the professional qualification to join us, especially as professional members. And and we want to basically want to ensure that these professional members, as when they actually join, when they are with us as IDS, when this accreditation program kicks in and when they realize, then they will see even more benefits of becoming our members and how important this accreditation is to our industry. So there's a lot of things that we actually have shared to among ourselves and with the members about what this accreditation is about. But at the same time, because it is still something that's being worked out, something that's still in discussion, the information may not be all ready to be shared. But the thing is that we want to reach out to the members. We want to talk to the members about this accreditation program. So for those members out there who are listening to this, do reach out to us and we'll reach out to you to talk about it, and do share this with your fellow designers, friends, your counterparts, and let's work together to really make this a reality.
Yeah, I think this ID accreditation program will be a game changer. This is what I can see. I think this one will be one of the most important initiatives, if implemented, will change the entire industry, especially in Singapore. Because I noticed that maybe Singapore is only the one that don't really have a proper accredited interior design profession. Unlike other countries, they really have to take some exams and stuff like that to really be considered an IDR or an interior designer. But in Singapore, we can come up with really fantastic structures, interiors. We have very good designers. We have a lot of qualified people, but we still lack this. We still lack this accreditation, which I think is for me as a designer. it is very, very important because, or else, like what Mark say, people can just poach into our profession anytime. Contractors can be designers, you see, or anyone that can go to the internet and copy an image can be a designer. That's very unfair. All of us came to an education. I have an architectural background. I spent a lot of time studying the fees and stuff. And then suddenly a normal contractor will take over my job. That's very unfair. So I think it's good that this ID accreditation program will really be pushed to the limit. I think it's time for the society to take a lead in this initiative. I think this is the strongest initiative I can see from all that that was presented. Of course, the complimentary membership will help, in bringing a lot more members because once we have the number, we have the voice. Remember, strength by numbers. Once we have the numbers, we have the voice. It's because if we're only 200, we might not, our voice might not be heard. But if we're 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, probably the entire interior design profession in Singapore will unite and push for accreditation. Definitely, the government bodies will consider this. So I really like this. I think I'm voting hard for this, and I hope this one will really be one of the key initiatives of the society, and we will all back you up in this one. Okay, what's next? Oh, government schemes. Okay.
Yeah, so we are also providing links on our website for the
Yeah.
various schemes that are relevant to the interior designer's profession. Like a lot of my friends, my designers' friends are asking me, what grants do I have? What benefits should I, what are the claims that I can make to help me pull through these difficult times? So I guess a lot of people are still quite unsure about what the various grants are or the various schemes that the government has provided for us, and that is where we feel that we want to provide such a link on our website to help our designers, right, to catch up with things that they may have missed out during their busy schedules, right? So you can actually go into our website www.sid_singapore.org, or you can just contact us right into us.
Great, great. I think this is all of the initiatives that was listed, right? Just to give a summary, I think most of the initiatives mentioned by you guys are really very, very interesting, and it's very enticing. I think it's a good start where we can where we can draw people to the society because I think what in Singapore the most difficult part is bringing people to join an organization. Most of I mean, Singapore designers are introverts. This is what I can say. They wanted to be in their own shell. So I think with these new initiatives by the organization, we will encourage more people to go out, to join to join SIDS. So at least all these initiatives will be realized. Okay, so I can see that these are all the websites and the LinkedIn links that you guys are posting. So I think I saw you from the SIDS website that you also have a sign up button. So I think it is good that all of those members that wanted to sign up for the complimentary membership will just go into our Facebook page and there's a sign up button that will lead you directly to the sign up page for the SIDS site. Okay,
Okay,
so
I will encourage members or even us to take a screenshot of this just in case that you may
yeah,
have some difficulty getting in. So we have put up a summary of our link for you to take a screenshot from this sharing session. Yeah, and that will help to find us.
Okay, great, great. So let's talk about, I mean, you know, I think we're wrapping up with
So
in just a few minutes, we're almost done. I just wanted to hear some pointers from I mean what's happening now, the post-pandemic plans and stuff. So I mean, besides this initiative, is there anything more you wanted to add on what SIDS wanted to do, or you know, what are their plans moving forward besides, of course, this new I mean the initiatives?
yeah, I think we will focus currently right now with this 8 initiative. We
Okay.
have a lot of work to be done, and we certainly want this. This is our checklist for the year, and
Yes, great.
we want to focus on it. We will take the necessary steps bit by bit to reach our destination that we want to reach, right? And we hope that we can have more designers coming on board to join us. We need to stay united if we want this industry to get stronger, right? And it is important that we have one common roof that we can join and be protected, well protected by the society. Right?
Okay.
That's my personal thought as a designer to my designers friend out there who are not our members yet. And
Mhm.
I want to encourage more designers to come forward to join us. It's
Great.
not
And
about meeting numbers, seriously. It's really about forming a large community with people of same mindset, you know, to come together and build our community stronger. This is what we are hoping to achieve.
great. That's good. Any last words, Mark? Anything you wanted to add on to the audience watching us now?
Well, like what Kat shared earlier is, well, it's not just her personal thoughts, but I believe, I mean, I myself, and I believe a lot of us in SIDS also share the same thoughts, and we like to have the like-minded designers and professionals out there that they are listening to this to come on board and work together for the betterment of the industry. And of course, at this point of time, it's really to stay healthy, stay safe, and it's important for us, whether we are as a person, whether we are as an individual, or whether we are as a professional, to stay united, and like to also appeal to the professionals, to the designers, to the members out there, to stay in touch with us, and to look out for more activities that we are going to organize, and do join us for the upcoming or future activities, and to be updated. So I think that's about it, and just just as a closing speech. So
Wow, cool.
yeah, this
Stay
this
at
is
home,
this
stay
is
in.
still this is still number
Yes.
one priority now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Cap, for you, any last words?
Um, yeah, in a second. Okay, this is the one. Okay, so it's actually I want to address an error, a typo error here. Is actually hyphen and not underscore.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay. So I think that's it. Thank you, Cap
Thank
and
you.
Mark, for gracing our show.
Thank you, James. Yeah.
I hope I can invite you again in the future, or probably other members of the society, so we can talk about other issues besides not the initiative. You know, now that now that we start this, I think you can also put us into the social engagement part. You know, that we can talk online, we can do more Zoom online, Facebook meetings, and sharing sessions and stuff like that. So we're not only talk about the industry. Let's talk about design. Let's talk about other things.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I think that's it for tonight's show. Thank you very much, guys, for really helping us understand what SIDS stands for. Okay. So next episode will be on Friday. Okay, May 8th, I will be talking about what lies ahead for architects with Joanne De Leon Tabinas, who is the UAP, United Architects of the Philippines, past president. Okay, so good night from Singapore,
Okay.
and
Thank you.
Everybody,
yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay sane. You know, that's the important part. Stay safe. Okay, good night.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.